messy. Yeah, this is Bang, and I took it from YouTube, so it actually has all of the ambient sound from the show and everything in there. And so if there were a way to read it, you could actually play it. So yeah, I took it to my tattoo guy, and he thought I was an idiot, but now he thinks it's cool, because it was an unusual thing. It hurt. That one really hurt, actually. These little teeny tiny lines are really painful because they go over them like 4 times each, because he said that after a while they're going to spread out into a big blob. So hopefully it'll stay there for a while. How about another one? So am I.
There was a Toonami mix that they only played one time from a DJ, Cloud Nova, I guess, or Clark Nova, sorry. And I guess they had clips of Tom speaking in there. Did they cut those from the show, or did you have like direct participation in that mix?
Well, I should remember that, because if
they only played it one time, and they said they were going to release it on CD, and they never did. So the only copies of it are crappy quality from Cartoon Network.
Oh.
They played it.
Wasn't there a remix of some audio from the show?
Yes, it had a lot of shows. They had Samurai Jack,
oh.
But they had voices of Tom introducing the DJ. So I was like, okay, I don't know if you did it or if they had someone else do it after Tom had already gone.
It was so long ago, I really don't even remember. Well, I don't know. I probably did it. They probably asked me to do that. I think that was one of the things they asked me to do, is like a little favor at the end of a session, and I just was in a rush to get somewhere else, so I just spit it out really quickly. Don't remember. And that's the way. And a lot of those sessions were just sort of off the cuff anyway. They would just throw stuff at me. Okay, do this, and me being the voice monkey, I just do it, you know. I'm gonna have to listen for that now. That sounds interesting. I'm learning a lot about Toonami from you guys. It's really cool. Awesome. Well, I hope I raised you well, young man. You look like you turned out okay. You haven't hurt anybody, have you? Okay, good. Okay, over here.
I grew up watching Escrad, and
Oh.
I loved watching Escrad, Big O, Cowboy Bebop. But how was it like working as Kazuma?
Kazuma was one of the most painful anime characters I've ever done. Only because every episode I did for Kazuma, I was screaming, and I knew I had that to look forward to going into the studio. And that's just one of the things about this job that is not very pleasant sometimes. And I love that character, and I love the show. I thought it was really cool. But man, that hurt why did he have to scream everything? I mean, come on, dude. It's like, okay, just say shell bullet. Just say it nice, you know, something. But so shell bullet! And that's a higher part of my range too, so I always had to strain a little bit to get there. And yeah, that was painful. It was just painful. Thanks for bringing back the horror and the drama. No, it was a great gig. It was a great gig. I'm very grateful for it, but yeah, it was a little painful. How about over here?
When you're preparing to do your roles, what kind of voice warm-ups do you do?
Oh, they're so ugly. I stretch out my face a lot. That seems to help, because a lot of things that I do seem to require enunciation. And I'll do a lot of commercial stuff, I'll do a lot of promo stuff. And I have to say big words, and I have to say them clearly, so I'll be in the car going, A-E-I-O-U-Ah, you know, just doing vowel sounds and stretching out my face. Just doing baby sounds, that kind of stuff, just to warm up the lips and the aperture in here. And lately I've been kind of singing really weird opera stuff in the car too, and that seems to open up the throat. If I know that I'm going to be doing a big range of characters, I'll just be in the car, go, oh! You know, just start really low and go way high, and anybody that's driving by me thinks that I'm a lunatic. So I try to do that when nobody's looking, but yeah, I have a whole series of just really goofy sounds. Pretty much the most ridiculous sounds you can possibly make as a human being works to warm up the voice. So that's how I roll, baby. That's classic Stella Abbott. You're a singer?
Yeah, I sang from middle school all the way through college, so we had to do all sorts of funky voice warm-ups.
So what are you supposed to do as a singer to warm up?
We do octaves. Like we start like do, re, mi, fa, so. We start like that. We also do the lip thing to help loosen the lips and stuff like that. you're not really supposed to eat the stuff right before you perform because it makes you all clogged up and you can't really reach the notes. I'm a first soprano, so I sing like the very high top notes.
Wow.
So, but I know exactly what you're saying when you have to do all that funky stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at myself in the mirror one time when I was doing the vocal warm-ups and just, all the strays things, those things down.
They say you have to keep your mouth open. If you have it like this big, you won't hear the sounds right. You have to have your mouth open.
Right.
So,
Right.
I know where you're coming from.
Well, I definitely have a radio face when I'm doing that, I can tell you that much. Okay, who's next? Hey, Faye.
What is the strangest voice that you've ever done?
Strangest voice I've ever done is probably my own, because I don't know what it is anymore. I don't know. It's hard for me to say that any voice is strange because they all seem strange to me. But when I'm always creating something that isn't naturally mine, it's all sort of weird. Probably some of the creature work that I've done is a little weird. I did something yesterday. I can't tell you what it is because I'll be shot. But I was doing some character, and it was like it was a reptilian little character, and he was dancing, and he was a guard. He was actually like a military kind of character, but this tall, and he had stuff coming out of his mouth all the time, and this huge tongue that came out, and so they wanted me to make it as gurgly as possible. So I started out with like that, and then they wanted me to go gurglier, if that's a word. Is that a word? My grammar experts. And so that's where I started, and it just went, and then they wanted the tongue whipping in and out, and so to say what's the weirdest one, I mean, they're all weird. I do so many weird, ridiculous things. And, at the end of the day, I think, oh my God, I'm getting paid to do this for a living, and I'm a grown man. I should be ashamed of myself. But yeah, I mean, the weirder, the better, as far as I'm concerned. I love the weird ones. As weird as they can take it, that's where I want to go. I'd love to live there. How about another question? Who's next? Right here?
Can you do Spike Spiegel's voice?
Spike is actually pretty close to my speaking voice. So, but I wrote down some stuff so I can do this accurately. How about this? All right. Now I gotta find it. My eyes are really bad because I'm old. Okay. Kids, animals, and women with attitudes. So tell me, Jet, why do we have all three of them neatly gathered in our ship? Brings back memories. Just a humble bounty hunter, man. Yeah, that's good. That felt good. Thanks for that. Cleared my throat, got all that morning junk out. That's good.
Can I make a request similar to that?
What was that?
Can I make a request similar to that?
Sure.
Can I hear Big O with Showtime?
Yeah. Okay, cover your ears. I'll hold it out here. Big O! Showtime! What was the other thing he said? Action, right?
Yeah.
I think he said action, and the only reason they said that is because it didn't fit, Showtime didn't fit in the mouth flaps in that particular version of it. And so all of us kind of went, all right, just say action. It'll work. That's the way a lot of stuff gets written for anime, unfortunately. That's why dubs aren't always what they should be.
I know I am.
Right here.
Would you be willing to accept a gift from a fan? I have a gift for you.
Sure. I love swag.
I'm a big Final Fantasy person, and unfortunately I've never drawn Vincent, but I have drawn some other characters. I have this, and I also have this for you. I don't know if you want to get.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at this, guys. Look what she did. Everybody give her a huge hand. What's your name? Victoria. Thank you, Victoria. Okay. Of course, yes. Of course. Wow, I'm touched, man. Look at the work she put into that. That's awesome. I have a collection of this stuff. I don't throw anything away. So I have a big book of this stuff. But thank you. That was really sweet. Go right over here.
I was wondering if there's any role that you don't do but you wish you did, or wish you could?
That's a question I get asked a lot, and it's funny because I feel like I've been so lucky in my career. I've played so many characters that I never thought I would be able to play. So I'm not the kind of actor that lusts after other people's roles, especially if they're my friends that are doing them. And that's what's usually the case, is the roles that I haven't booked but I really like are roles that are done by my friends, and in most cases I don't think I could do a better job. So I really don't think in terms of which characters I don't get. I'm just grateful for the ones that I do. So that's kind of how I base my whole career. And I think that's kind of a pitfall that a lot of actors fall into, especially when they're new into the business, that they see something come up and they know that they're casting for it and they go, oh, I want that, 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 and I hate everybody else who, you know, is in the competition for this. And that's the kiss of death in this business. You really have to be grateful for what you get and understand that if you don't book a role, there could be, you know, 200,000 reasons that you don't book that role. Not the least of which being that the directors and the producers have a voice in their head that they've heard for the 3 years they've been working on the show. And they're just waiting for the actor that comes along with the audition that will give them the voice that they've had in their head. Doesn't matter what anybody else has done. And so, you know, there are a lot of guys that really base a lot of their energy on what they're not achieving. And that's not a way to live, I think, in anything. You just have to kind of be grateful for what comes along. So I'm just so surprised every time I book a role, especially on a big show, the latest being Starscream from Transformers. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I booked that role. And in fact, I called the guy who does Starscream for the movie, all the Transformers movies, Charlie Adler, who's an amazing, brilliant voice actor, and he's become a friend over the last few years. And I asked his permission. I asked if it would be okay with him if I took this role. And I said, you did read for this, right? You did have an opportunity to read for this, because I don't understand why you're not doing it. And he said, yeah, there are political reasons. There's all these different reasons that he wasn't doing it. He goes, go, do it, make a lot of money, God bless you, have a great time. And that's the way the people in the voiceover community kind of work. And that's kind of the mentality I'd like to maintain for the rest of my career, too. Thank you.
Oh, can you do the voice of Orochimaru from Naruto?
Orochimaru, I have something for Orochimaru. I prepared for you people. Okay, yeah, I haven't done these things in a long time, so let's see what I got for Orochimaru. I'm beginning to like this village. I think I'll make it mine. Sometimes I throw up snakes. Sarutobi-sensei, have you ever felt the joy and fulfillment of humiliating and destroying the one you call Sensei? No, I suppose not. Perhaps vicariously through me, you'll get a hint of what I mean. Just a taste before you die. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Before you scare her away with your laugh, I credit your voice alone with making me buy Bulletstorm, because I downloaded the demo, and the things you said just in the demo, you know, it's all this outrageous, you know, making fun of the person playing the game. I'm like, I gotta buy this. Yeah. I want Steve to yell at me. But was that, the game seemed very off the cuff and fun. Was it all scripted, or did you do a lot of improv? Just some of the stuff sounded so just out there, what y'all were saying.
How many people here know about Bulletstorm? Does anybody know about Bulletstorm? Okay, so a lot of you do. Yeah, Bulletstorm the script was brilliant. The guys wrote that ridiculous, twisted stuff. They are mental, the guys that put this thing together. But they let me play too. And they said, okay, so that's really great. Now can you be nastier? And I said, okay. And they said, now insult a player. And I said, okay. And then they called me back for this session just to do an insult session for the pre-buy on the game. And I'm calling people, which I shouldn't do here because it's a family con, but calling people really bad names and telling them to get off their lazy butts and buy them. That was unprecedented. I've never gotten to do that before. We've always done that in the studio, sort of as a B-take to everything else that ends up on the cutting room floor. There's always a second show that nobody ever hears. Bulletstorm, they let you hear everything. It was unbelievably fun. It was, yeah, I wish I could do that on all shows and they would actually take that print and put it out there somewhere. But definitely not for the faint of heart. That was brutal. That was really, I finally saw some footage from it a few weeks ago, and wow. Is it fun to play?
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just sit down, have a beer, and you feel like, you know, you're sitting right there just with your buddy.
Yeah.
Going through, kicking people.
Yeah, finding new and creative ways to kill people. Awesome. So you don't have to do it in real life, right? Yeah.
Exactly, sure.
Yeah. Sure. Because you look like a killer.